Next, I want to talk about how new media impacts our interpersonal relationships. Some would argue that the quality of our relationships is deteriorating and our connections are weakening because of the reliance on new media. And they look specifically to the use of the word friend on Facebook. Facebook has greatly influenced our use of the word friend. When someone friends you on Facebook, that doesn't automatically mean that you are friends with them, right? It doesn't necessarily equate to the closeness and the intimacy that you might have with your quote unquote in real life friends or your offline friends. Most people don't tend to accept friend requests from or send friend requests to people that they haven't met, but others might do so. Some people engage in this friend collecting behavior where they friend people that they don't know personally or wouldn't talk to in person in order to increase the size of their online network. And this can be a really important impression management strategy. And this can be true across social networking sites because the more friends that you have on Facebook or the more followers that you have on Instagram or Twitter can change the perceptions that people have of you. It can, for example, make you appear more popular to others if you have more friends or more followers. Now, other people would argue that our relationships aren't deteriorating because of new media. New media is simply restructuring how we think about our relationships, right? One of the really cool things about new media is that we can keep in touch with others without direct communication. So both people within an interpersonal relationship can view the other person's profile and keep up with their lives. And this can help to sustain our friendships, even friendships from the past, and prevent these friendships from fading away. I am definitely still friends with people on Facebook that I knew in high school and who I haven't talked to since high school. And I still am very fond of these people, and I see them posting these big life updates, like getting married and having babies and all of these sorts of things. And I get to maintain my connection with those individuals by liking the pictures that they post or by commenting congratulations. And it still feels like we are maintaining that connection that wouldn't be there if it weren't for this connection that we have on social media. So there are definitely different viewpoints when it comes to the impact that new media is having on our relationships. In addition, social networking sites have become platforms of self-presentation and impression management. And oftentimes we have people from our personal, professional, and academic contexts on these social networking sites. And so this can create some new challenges as we try to engage in impression management, right? We might want to post something that our friends can see, that our personal relationships can see, but that we might not want our professional connections to see, right? So it definitely creates this weird balancing act. And it's important for us to keep in mind that people do form impressions from our profiles and from the people that we are friends with, from the comments that we make on other people's posts, from the things that we are tagged in, and so much more, right? And additionally, the information that we post on social networking sites such as Facebook is archived forever. That information is always going to exist out there in some form or another, even if you delete it. So we do have to be really careful about the images and the language that we are posting online, because who knows, a picture of you being irresponsible in your early years might prevent you from getting a job later on in the future, right? That information is going to be out there, and people are going to be forming impressions based on the information that's out there. Another really interesting thing about new media is that it can help to facilitate more self-disclosure. And as we've talked about previously, self-disclosure is a fundamental building block of interpersonal relationships. And one of the reasons that new media makes self-disclosure so much easier is because of the lack of intimacy that is, or the lack of immediacy rather, that exists on these platforms. You don't see the individual that you are disclosing to, usually, when you're using these social networking sites. And generally speaking, you can put more thought into the way that you craft a message. And so the fact that a message is sent through these electronic means can allow less anxiety than you would have maybe in a face-to-face exchange. So you might be more willing to share things online that you likely wouldn't share if you were not in that online space. And so our social networking sites can provide an important supplement to the interpersonal communication that we would engage with anyway. The space that is provided by these social networking sites can reduce some of the stress that we might feel in regards to maintaining our relationships or staying in touch, because it just allows for much more convenient contact with one another. Even simply commenting on a photo occasionally, or commenting on a status update, or even just liking something can help to maintain those friendships over an extended period of time. And finally, the extended networks that we have access to on these social networking sites can serve really important purposes in our lives. These extended networks can not only provide us with new information, but they also can provide us with different perspectives than those that we may get if we were only swimming in a circle of our closest friends and families. So it can help to broaden our horizons. And ultimately, new media has really important implications for the interpersonal relationships that we maintain over time.